Greetings to all of you watching. I'm Albert van Weeren and I'm working with cattail or bulrush, depending on which part in the world you're living. And I say welcome in my home office. Today outside, this is a special occasion. In normal years you would have been here with me on an excursion and we could have seen everything together. This is different, this is digital, so I try to make it work. I'm not alone. In social distance are two boars running around here, so I hope they leave me making my little film for you. Cattail is growing in water, enough water, so when you do rewetting, be sure there is enough water. There is enough water here. I'm already going down a little. This is a good example from what you can do with rewetted peatlands and still grow some biomass on it. Cattail grows in water, enough water, and nutrients is nice too. But we are working with water saturated soil, so it's not allowed. And it's good also that we don't use manure or fertilizer. So we just take water from agricultural areas, which is normally in Europe already pre-fertilized, and then the cattail can grow. How does a cattail grow? I have to search here. Cattail grows always, also in winter. You did see the overhead picture. This is a cattail plant. There's one chopped off. I just did. This is sprout. The sprout is about 4 or 5 months old. There's a small little sprout already for the next year. These things grow in winter also. And the old one, the old root is dying and there's constantly growing new ones. It's 5, 6, maybe to 10 areas it's growing out. So establishing cattail on a field which was formerly drained when there is enough water is not difficult because it grows very fast. And it also, with about maximum 20 tons dry matter per hectare, it's also creating biomass. And it's 4 times more as a woodland area in the same size. So it's also taking up 4 times more carbon dioxide from the air to create carbon in the plant. And for 4 tons of carbon in 10 tons of dry matter cattail, you need 14 tons of carbon dioxide. So what I'm doing here is carbon farming. There's no emission from this soil here, which is between 14 and 20 tons per hectare per year. And the plant is also stocking up till somewhere with 20 tons, 28 tons. So I'm just here 40 to 50 tons carbon dioxide. I'm a carbon farmer and nobody is paying me. But you are the ones who are going to change this and keep me the money afterwards. What can we do with cattail? This is amazing. I am doing this now for 5 years. And I learned from archaeological finds in England that they found starch, because in those roots is a lot of starch, up to 42%, is more than a potato, and therefore the boars are running around here because they dig it out in the winter and they eat it. We found starch on grinding stones which are 30,000 years old. So we are already doing this with cattail for 30,000 years, and because we are doing this so long, I think that's we know a lot about it and we used it always. We only forgot it with a lot of things. This happens in history. So we are inventing the world new, and it's not so difficult. You can do thousands of things with cattail. I asked Richard Herding from Selvo in Germany. It's a company who specialized in fiber extruding. If they would look at, I heard they did something with reed fibers, and I asked them to do something with cattail fibers, and they made these very nice, fine plant fibers. When you do this, you will always have a washout or humidity which you press out, that's not waste. That's rich on proteins, and when you take the proteins out, you can use the stuff for in the biogas installation. So this is amazing what you can do with it. But with those fibers, you can simply make MDF. You can even make this in HDF. And when you use HDF on cavity wall installation from cattail, you can make laminated boards, which are HDF on the outside, bigger particles in the inside, and there's no binder in here, there's no binder in here, and there's no binder in here. And you make it, when you make it in this size, you can make car interiors for my car. This is 100% Typha. You can do it else also. Now, this is an example from the market. 100% bamboo. But this shiny is 15% polyester to keep this together. This is not circular. These cutoffs have to be burned. This is circular. So, what you also can do with those fibers, single-used tableware, fish and chips. There's a factory being built in Germany now, where these things will be produced from agricultural waste and eventually also from wetland hay, reed and Typha fibers. So somebody else, Werner Teukon in the south of Germany, already 20 years ago, worked with the Fraunhofer Institute for Building Dynamics, and they looked at the way cattail is constructed. I'll show you. I cut one off here, and you see in the winter, nice open fluffy structure from cells. And when you do this when you dry the cattail, and you'll see that these cells have a spongy interior with all kind of contained small air bubbles, which makes for very good installation. This keeps only together when you work with a knife. So when you do something with cattail, making a product from it for building industry, then don't shredder it, don't stamp it, don't crush it, because this nice fluffy structure should not be destroyed. In the case, always work with a knife or knife machines, knife shredders, they are there. This material Werner Teukon makes, he also slices the leaves in small stripes, because then you see on the inside these cell walls with this spongy interior, and it's very easy for a binder to glue to it, and you don't need much binder. The other good thing about cattail is when you can easily press it like this. So you can press it on top and press it together very easily, so you don't need much glue in between, and it's spongy in this way. But when you do it in the other way, which I'm cutting now, one will notice it's unbelievable strong. So you have a supporting possibility. And what Werner Teukon makes from this is looks like this here. You see that it's cut about 7 or 8 centimeters and then sliced. And you see in the middle that you see all the layers of it, and the little bit of white or grey, this is magnesite. Magnesite, this principle is called Sorel cement, and it makes the cattail, who is from itself also not really burning, because there's a lot of acid in there, which makes it possible for him to grow in water. It should not rot. We are underway in water, so you need something in your plant so it's not rotting. And it makes magnesite makes for not burning, which we will test now. I have to put this straight not burning. So we leave this burning. So what do we have? We have a plant who clears water. Biodiversity in this field around here is of course a bit different as the same field which is mown grass 5 times a year and put in the biogas installation. There's the pendulum tit flying around. He makes his nest from only seeds from cattail. There is grass snakes, hundreds of them. They don't do anything to humans, but some people don't want to drive the bicycle roads down here because of the snakes. It's called snake roads, but it's only a snake road since this area is re-wetted. So we do a lot of good things for nature. We make very easy to produce cavity wall installation which can be used in prefab houses. After 100 years the house is torn down, you can take the stuff from the wall, press pellets from it, put it in a pellet oven and you have the energy joules from it. But better is making nice products from it. And with these possibilities, which are all there, it's not about what can we do with it. It's about people getting the money together, building factories and starting to use this to build healthy parts of cities. I thank you for your interest. Greetings from northeastern Germany.